Today we're going to look at 3 examples of graphing logarithmic functions. When graphing logarithmic functions, there's 3 things that we want to find. We want to find a vertical asymptote, and we want to find 2 points that we can plot and draw our line. To find those 3 things, I'm going to take the inside of what's in my parentheses, and I'm going to write 3 equations. My first equation I'm always going to set equal to 0. This is going to tell me my vertical asymptote. My second equation I'm always going to set equal to 1, and my third equation I'm always going to set equal to my base. My base is 3. Setting them equal to 1 and to my base makes solving for y really simple. So that's why I'm always going to choose 1 and my base. So let's go ahead and solve. I'll have to add 5 to both sides, and I'll get x equals 5. And remember, this is my vertical asymptote. And then I'll have x equals 6 and x equals 8. Now I can use these 2 points here in my little xy chart. I can have 6 be one of my x's and 8 be one of my x's. So now I need to solve for y so I can plot those points and draw a graph. To find y, I'm going to plug in my x. Y equals log base 3 of 6 minus 5 minus 5. So remember, I'm plugging in my first x. My first x is 6. So let's go ahead and solve. Y equals log base 3, 6 minus 5 is 1. Minus 5. So log base anything of 1 is 0. That's why we chose 1, because we wanted to make this easy on ourselves. So 0 minus 5 is going to be negative 5. Now let's solve for our next y. Y is equal to log base 3. Now I'm plugging in my second x. My second x is 8, minus 5, minus 5. So y equals log base 3 of 8 minus 5, which is 3, minus 5. Now what is log base 3 of 3? Well, that's 1. So I'll have 1 minus 5, and y equals negative 4. So now I have 2 points. So I can draw a little graph over here and plot my points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got a point here. And then I've already got 6, so 7, 8, and down 4. And then I can just fill in my little graph there. And now I have graphed my logarithmic equation, and I found the vertical asymptote. Remember, that vertical asymptote was at x equals 5. Let's take a look at our second equation. Y equals negative 4 times natural log of x minus 4 plus 3. Here, we're looking for the same things. We want to find our vertical asymptote. We want to find 2 points so we can plot them and draw our graph. So we're going to set what's inside the parentheses equal to 3 things, just like we did before. We're setting it equal to 0 to find our vertical asymptote. We're setting it equal to 1 because that makes solving easy. We're setting it equal to our base because that makes solving easy. Our base of natural log is e. Now let's solve. X is equal to 4. X is equal to 5, and x is equal to e plus 4. Now I can make my xy chart. Remember, this is our vertical asymptote, so we're not using this one as a point. We're using these 2 as our points. So our x is 5, and x is e plus 4. Remember, e is just a number, it represents 2.72, but we kind of like pi, we can represent that number with a letter, e. Now let's plug in these points to the equation to solve for y. Y equals negative 4 times the natural log of 5 minus 4 plus 3. So now I can solve. 5 minus 4 is 1. So I'll have the natural log of 1 plus 3. The natural log of 1 is 0. So I'll have y equals negative 4 times 0 plus 3. Negative 4 times 0 is 0, so I have y equals 3. There's my first point. Let's go to the next point. Y equals negative 4 times the natural log of e plus 4 minus 4 plus 3. Y equals negative 4 times the natural log of e plus 0, so e. The natural log of e is 1, so I'll have y equals negative 4 times 1 plus 3. Y equals negative 4 plus 3, so y is equal to negative 1. Let's come over and graph. We have 2 points here. X is at 5, y is at 3, and e, remember, is about 2.72 plus 4, so that would be about 6.72. So we'll come over here at 6, almost 7, and negative 1. Now I can draw in my graph, and I can remember that I have a vertical asymptote at x equals 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we have our graph and our asymptote. Let's take a look at our third example. Again, we're trying to find 3 things: our vertical asymptote and 2 points that we can plot so we can draw our graph. So we're going to take what's inside the parentheses and make 3 equations. The first equation will set equal to 0 because that will tell us our vertical asymptote. The next equation will set equal to 1 because that makes for easy solving. The second equation will set equal to our base because that makes for easy solving as well. So x over here is equal to 1 because I add 1 to both sides. Remember, that's my vertical asymptote. Okay, add 1 to both sides and I get x equals 2. Add 1 to both sides, I get x equals 3. Now these two are going to go into my xy chart, 2 and 3. Now I'll plug each of those x's into my equation to solve for y. So y is equal to 1/2 times log base 2 of 2 minus 1 minus 2. So y is equal to 1/2 times log base 2 of 1 minus 2. Log base 2 of 1 is 0. So I have 1/2 times 0 minus 2. So y is equal to negative 2. Now let's plug in our other x to find the last point that we need. Y is equal to 1/2 times log base 2 of 3 minus 1 minus 2. So we'll solve inside the parentheses, log base 2 of 2 minus 2. So this is going to be 1. Log base 2 of 2 is 1. Y equals 1/2 times 1 minus 2. So y is equal to negative 3/2. Now we can take our 2 points and our asymptote and we can graph them. Our first point is at 2, negative 2. Our second point is at 3, negative 1.5. Then I can draw in my curve, miss that point there, and put in my vertical asymptote, which is at 1. All right, great job graphing.